Welcome, dreamer, to Evernight Stories, where night whispers become stories, and stories become dreams. Tonight, we return to the morning hearth as the day releases its final breath and a winter evening settles gently over the town. The sky has deepened into shades of indigo and violet, and the last traces of daylight fade quietly behind frosted rooftops and snow-dusted streets. Inside the bakery, the world feels smaller and warmer. The ovens have cooled, the counters are clean, and the lamps glow softly, not bright enough to wake the night, but warm enough to hold it. Near the front window, a single candle has been placed, its flame steady and calm, casting a quiet circle of golden light onto the darkened street. Snow no longer falls, but what remains reflects the candle's glow, turning the outside world into a gentle mirror of warmth and stillness. The glass fogs faintly at the edges, tracing slow patterns where heat meets winter air. Bram sleeps near the hearth, curled into a familiar shape, his breathing deep and unhurried. Each rise and fall of his chest adds to the calm rhythm of the room, a quiet reminder that nothing more is needed tonight. This is an evening for rest, for small lights left on with intention, for warmth shared without words, and for allowing the night to hold you softly as sleep begins to find its way closer. Clara moves through the bakery with quiet care, listening to the soft sounds that only appear once the day has truly ended. The front door closes with a gentle click, sealing out the cold and keeping the warmth safely inside. She turns the sign to closed, the small motion feeling ceremonial in the hush of the evening. Outside, the street remains still, the snow reflecting faint traces of violet and blue beneath the night sky. Inside, Clara walks from lamp to lamp, dimming each one until the light becomes slow and restful. Nothing here needs to be bright anymore, only warm enough to reassure the room that it is safe for the night. She pauses at the window and adjusts the candle, centering it carefully on the sill. The flame steadies, glowing gold against the dark glass, a quiet signal of welcome and comfort. For Clara, this candle has always meant more than light. It is a reminder that warmth can be offered without words, and that even a small glow can soften the longest night. Bram lifts his head as the flame flickers. His eyes follow the movement of light across the walls, and his tail gives a slow, contented sweep against the floor. Clara kneels beside him for a moment, resting her hand on his shoulder. Together, they sit in the calm glow of the candle, the bakery settling gently around them as the winter evening deepens. Clara moves toward the stove, guided by the familiar comfort of beginning the evening with something warm. The kettle waits quietly where she left it, its metal catching a soft reflection from the candle's glow. She fills it with fresh water, the sound gentle and rounded in the stillness. When she sets it on the burner, the flame answers with a low, steady warmth that feels reassuring rather than urgent. Tonight she chooses chamomile, a tea meant for slowing down. She opens the small tin and breathes in the soft, apple-like scent, calm and comforting. A spoonful slips into her cup, followed by a thin ribbon of honey that settles at the bottom like liquid gold. Outside, a light wind moves through the street, brushing against the window in quiet passes. The snow reflects the candlelight in muted tones, making the world beyond the glass feel distant and gentle. The kettle begins its first murmur, barely louder than a breath. Steam rises slowly, curling through the dim air and catching hints of amber as it drifts upward. Clara pours the water carefully, watching the tea bloom into a warm, pale gold. She wraps both hands around the cup and closes her eyes for a moment, letting the heat move into her fingers. This small ritual grounds her. It reminds her that the day is complete, that nothing more needs to be done, and that the night has arrived with patience. Behind her, Bram shifts and sighs, settling deeper into his blanket. The sound blends naturally with the kettle's fading hum, and the bakery eases further into quiet, ready to rest alongside them. Bram lifts his head as Clara carries her cup toward the window. The candle's flame reflects softly in his eyes, drawing his attention the way firelight always has. He rises slowly from his blanket, joints moving with familiar care, and pads across the floor without sound. The bakery floor is warm beneath his paws, holding the heat of the day like a quiet promise. Clara notices him beside her and lowers herself to the floor. She rests the cup on the windowsill and places a folded cushion nearby, adjusting it so he can settle comfortably. Bram circles once, then twice, before easing himself down. His body relaxes immediately, as if the nearness of the window and the steady candlelight have given him permission to rest again. Together, they face the street. The candle glows between them and the night, its reflection doubling in the glass and softening the darkness outside. A figure passes far down the road, only a shadow against the snow, and then the street is empty again. Bram's ears twitch at the movement, but he does not rise. Clara lays her hand gently along his back. She feels the slow rhythm of his breathing beneath her palm, steady and untroubled. There is comfort in sharing the quiet like this. Nothing needs to be said, and nothing needs to change. The candle burns evenly, the tea cools in her cup, and Bram's eyes drift closed once more. The bakery seems to draw closer around them, as if recognizing the bond of the moment. In the calm companionship between woman and dog, the night finds its balance. Warmth remains inside, darkness rests outside, and the space between feels peaceful and whole. Clara rises slowly and carries her cup back to the counter. The candlelight follows her, stretching gently across the wooden surface. She reaches for a small bowl and a linen bag of flour, measuring with calm, unhurried movements. The flour falls softly, dusting the bowl like a pale winter cloud. She adds milk, warmed earlier in the evening, still holding a trace of heat. A pinch of yeast follows, then a touch of sugar, just enough to wake the dough without rushing it. Clara stirs with a wooden spoon, listening to the quiet scrape against the bowl. The sound feels grounding, a steady rhythm that asks for nothing but patience. Outside, the wind brushes the window again, quieter now. Inside, the bakery answers with warmth, the counter holding the gentle heat of the room. She turns the dough out and begins to knead. Press, fold, turn. Each motion is familiar, practiced over years of evenings like this. The dough grows smoother beneath her hands, elastic and warm. It carries the faint scent of milk and flour, clean and comforting. Bram lifts his head briefly at the movement, watching her hands with calm curiosity. When he sees there is nothing urgent, he settles again, breath slow and even. Clara shapes the dough into a simple round and covers it with a cloth. She sets it near the warm edge of the stove, where it can rise gently through the night. This small act feels like a promise, not of busyness, but of care. The bakery holds the quiet rhythm of work done without hurry. The candle burns steadily, the dough rests, and the routine carries the evening forward with soft assurance. As Clara wipes the flour from her hands, a quiet memory drifts in, carried by the familiar scent of warm dough. It arrives gently, without insistence, the way certain evenings invite the past to sit nearby for a moment. She remembers another window, smaller than this one, with frost gathering at its edges on winter nights. There had been a candle there too, placed carefully by someone who believed that light should always face outward. As a child, she never asked why the candle was lit. She only knew that its glow made the night feel kinder, as if the darkness beyond the glass could see it and soften. She remembers sitting at the table, feet not quite touching the floor, watching shadows move along the walls. The house had been quiet then as well, not empty, but settled. Someone would move gently in the next room, careful not to break the calm. Bread would rise under cloth, tea would cool in cups left untouched for a while, and the candle would burn patiently, asking nothing. Clara exhales slowly, letting the memory rest without pulling it closer. It does not feel sad. It feels complete. Bram shifts beside the window, letting out a low, comfortable sigh. The sound brings her fully back into the bakery, into the present warmth and steady glow. She looks at the candle again, its flame unwavering. Some traditions, she realizes, continue not because they are explained, but because they are felt. She places her hand lightly against the counter, grounding herself in the now. The dough rests nearby, the tea waits quietly, and the evening holds its shape. The memory fades naturally, leaving behind only a sense of continuity. What once offered comfort has found its way here, into this space, into this quiet winter night. Clara steps back toward the window and stands beside the candle, letting its warmth meet the cool glass. Outside, the street lies quiet beneath a thin, settled layer of snow, reflecting the flame in muted blues and gold. She traces a small, clear space in the fogged pane with her fingertip. Beyond it, the night appears softened, as though the world has chosen to rest rather than move. The candle burns evenly, its flame steady and unhurried. Each small movement of light feels intentional, like a breath taken with care. Clara slows her own breathing without thinking about it. Inhale. Exhale. The sounds of the bakery are minimal now. A faint creak of wood cooling. The distant whisper of wind moving along the street. She notices how the light from the candle gathers on the snow outside, creating a gentle boundary between warmth and cold. It feels reassuring to know that both can exist at once, without conflict. Behind her, Bram's breathing remains slow and steady. The rhythm grounds her, reminding her that this moment is shared even in silence. Clara rests her palm against the window. The contrast between cold glass and warm skin brings her fully into the present. There is nothing she needs to decide tonight, nothing she needs to prepare for. The candle stands watch, the bakery remains calm, and the night holds its quiet promise. She allows herself to linger here, neither moving forward nor looking back. In this pause, time loosens its grip, the world becomes small and manageable. Just light, breath, warmth, and stillness. Clara returns to the counter and lowers the flame beneath the stove. The warmth remains, but the work of the day is nearly complete. She pours a small pot of milk and sets it to warm gently, watching the surface until the first faint steam appears. The scent is soft and familiar, adding another layer of comfort to the quiet room. She stirs in a little cocoa, not enough to make it rich, just enough to deepen the warmth. The spoon moves slowly, creating small circles that fade as soon as they form. Bram lifts his head and watches her, ears relaxed, eyes half open. He recognizes this part of the evening, the moment when everything begins to settle for good. Clara pours the warm drink into a simple cup and carries it back toward the window. She pauses to wrap the resting dough more securely, tucking the cloth around it, as if making sure it will stay warm through the night. The candle flickers briefly as she passes, then steadies again. Its light reflects in the milk's surface, creating a soft glow that mirrors the quiet outside. Bram shifts closer to the hearth and curls into a tighter shape. His breathing deepens, each breath slower than the last. Clara sits nearby, cradling the cup in both hands. The warmth travels easily into her palms and up her arms. This small indulgence feels complete. Not a celebration, not a distraction, just a gentle closing note to the evening. Nothing else needs to be made. Nothing else needs to be prepared. The bakery hums softly in agreement, holding the warmth, the light, and the calm as the night continues to deepen around them. Clara settles into the chair near the window, close enough to feel the candle's warmth without breaking the stillness. The bakery has reached its quietest hour, the moment when even familiar sounds seem to soften out of respect for the night. She watches the flame reflect faintly in the glass. Outside, the street remains empty, the snow undisturbed, as if the town has agreed to rest together. Bram sleeps deeply now, his body relaxed, his breathing slow and even. Each breath rises and falls with a steady assurance that nothing is wrong and nothing is missing. Clara lets her thoughts wander without effort. She thinks about how some evenings ask for productivity, while others ask only for presence. Tonight is clearly the second kind. The candle in the window feels like a quiet answer to something unspoken. Not an invitation, not a signal meant to draw anyone in, but a gentle statement that warmth exists here. That light does not need an audience to matter. She reflects on how often the simplest rituals carry the deepest meaning. a candle placed with care, a room left warm, a companion sleeping nearby. These are not grand gestures, yet they shape a life just as surely as anything planned. They create a sense of continuity, a feeling that even as days change and seasons turn, some forms of comfort remain. Clara takes a slow breath and releases it just as slowly. Her shoulders lower, her thoughts loosen, and the evening continues without asking her to follow. In this quiet hour, reflection feels less like thinking and more like resting. The candle burns, the bakery holds, and the night offers its calm freely, without condition. Clara rises from the chair and moves slowly through the bakery, mindful not to disturb the calm that has settled in. She rinses her cup and sets it upside down on a cloth, the sound barely noticeable in the quiet room. She checks the counter once more, smoothing the linen over the resting dough and turning the bowl so it sits just right. Everything is in its place, not arranged for display, but for rest. One by one, she dims the remaining lamps. The room shifts gently into deeper shadow, leaving the candle as the primary source of light. Its glow stretches across the floor and climbs softly along the walls, creating familiar shapes that feel reassuring rather than dark. Bram stirs as she passes, lifting his head just long enough to make sure she is nearby. Satisfied, he settles again, curling into himself with a contented breath. Clara pauses near the door and checks the lock, her hand resting there a moment longer than necessary. The street outside remains still, snow catching and reflecting the candlelight in quiet agreement. She returns to the window and adjusts the candle one final time. The flame steadies, upright and calm, as if acknowledging the end of the day. The bakery feels complete now. Nothing remains unfinished, and nothing waits to be done. Clara lets her gaze soften, allowing the space to hold itself without her attention. The light stays on, the warmth remains, and the night settles deeper around the small, peaceful room. The closing of the evening is not marked by a sound, but by a feeling. A sense that everything has arrived exactly where it should be. Clara stands quietly by the window, letting the candle's glow rest against her face. Outside, the snow reflects a soft, steady light, turning the street into a calm, open hush. The flame moves only slightly now, responding to the faintest currents of air. Its rhythm is slow and reliable, like breathing that has found a comfortable pace. Bram's breath deepens beside the hearth. Each rise and fall carries a quiet assurance that the night is safe and unhurried. Clara closes her eyes for a moment and listens, not for anything in particular, but for the absence of urgency. The bakery holds its warmth gently. The counters, the floor, the resting dough, all remain exactly as they should. There is nothing left to check, nothing left to prepare. The candle stays lit, not as a signal, but as a presence, a small, steady light that asks nothing and offers calm in return. Clara exhales slowly and allows her shoulders to soften. The evening does not need her attention anymore. Outside, winter continues quietly. Inside, warmth lingers without effort. If sleep has found you, let it keep you. Let the steady glow of the candle fade gently in your thoughts. Let the quiet deepen without needing to follow it. The night remains. The warmth remains. And you are free to rest, held softly between light and silence.